when I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in 2001, my parents did something very important for me. And I think it very much went against the grain of what was typical for that time. And this had to have been within the first 2 weeks after my diagnosis. But they sat me down at the kitchen table and they said to me, Bowie, this is your disease. You need to know how to deal with this. No matter what we do to help, we are not always going to be there with you. And it had this unique effect on me. Were there certain degrees of abandonment in that statement? I think so. Because at 8 years old, I took that as, okay, I'm on my own. And it happened at a unique time because I was 8 years old, and that's a time when I think a lot of kids separate themselves from their family a little bit and sort of like stamp their individuality. And it just so happened that when I was doing that in my childhood, I also got a chronic disease where my parents told me, yeah, you want to be you? That's you. And I think I held on to a lot of bitterness growing up because I felt like I had been kind of thrown out to the dogs. All things considered, I think I did a really good job. But I never ever could have seen how well it set me up to live my life as an adult. There is no life situation that I couldn't handle. Broke, homeless, no health insurance. Been there, done that, know how to do it. With that being said, I think that there is more of a middle ground where a type 1 diabetic can live independently and know that they can do it by themselves, but also have a support group to help them along. Because for my entire life, I prided myself on being so good at being diabetic that I didn't tell anybody that I was diabetic. Because the goal was always just to be normal. But with more and more people now being diagnosed than ever, adults and children, it's not the way to go. So I've started a community here on TikTok where we talk about being diabetic. We talk about healing. We talk about food. We talk about exercise. And we all come together with a unified goal of not being diabetic anymore. Because as excited as I get when I go out in public and I see someone with a Dexcom or a T-Slim hanging out of their pocket, I don't want to be diabetic anymore. So what should we do? Keep talking about what we're doing to heal. I have done so via my podcast on YouTube. It's called Diabetics for Diabetics Radio. The more we talk about it, the faster healing happens. So subscribe on YouTube, follow along here. I think we can do it.